Hey everyone, what's up? Good morning, Rob LaFon here. I've been having a lot of people commenting on the last video I made about being burnt out in Colombia, and I've been having a lot of Colombians reacting to it, which is also interesting. And most of like 98% of 99% of the people agree with me about all these things that, people in business and different ways try to take advantage here, especially in Medellin, in Colombia in general, but in Medellin more is what people are saying. That's been like the reaction that everyone is saying. And I want to bring up the topic that I think is interesting is one of the most popular sayings in Colombia and in Medellin is no dar papaya, no es papaya. And it just goes to show how people are used to people taking advantage. That's like the most popular saying is no des papaya. It's like don't give people opportunity to rob you because they will. So that's like the most popular saying here, and it just goes to show like how normalized it is. Like people get robbed here, and they're like, oh, you shouldn't have given papaya. You shouldn't have no that papaya. Like it's not normal for people to be robbing you all the time. Like you shouldn't like have to worry about getting robbed all the time. And it's interesting, like since I've lived in Colombia and Medellin, I've become hyper alert. And in some ways it's a good thing, but in other ways it's crazy. Like you should I always watch my phone and the stuff, but it's like it's kind of crazy. Like you're in a nice restaurant or a good area, and like you still gotta watch your phone. Like you can't just like hang out with your friends and chill. Like you have to like watch your stuff. Like I always like, even if I'm like standing next to my motorcycle, I lock my helmet on because I'm like, I have a nice helmet. I don't want people to steal it. Like if you look away for like a few seconds or a minute, they could be someone like ready to to steal something from you. I remember this happened to me various times here. I had a store in Provenza, and like I was doing construction work on it. I had a box of tools. I put it outside for like a minute, and I was like there was the people who work next door. They were there, like standing there, and I just figured like, okay, they're watching it. I'm just stepping away for like a second. Like it was like 20, 30 seconds, and someone took my box of tools. I had my my electrical screwdriver. I had like hundreds of dollars worth of tools in there. And the people who worked, the Colombians that worked at the store next to me, were like, oh yeah, someone just came and took that. I'm like, you didn't say anything that they took all of my tools? Like that didn't bother you? Like you didn't say, hey Rob, this guy's gonna come and take all your tools. Like they just like let it happen. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like that's ridiculous. I mean, it was like, I don't know. And also like this happened to me a few times. This happened in any big city, but also happened with my bike. I was like talking to this guy about working on my store in Provenza, and I rode my bike over there. It was over near a stadio. It was like a decent bike, not anything too crazy. And and literally put it down in his garage. Like his garage goes down, so like you wouldn't have been able to see my bike if you were just walking on the street. You would have to like look down to like the beginning of the garage. And I had it like next to his car, but I didn't put it all the way in because like his car was in the way. But I was like down there. It was like very close. I was sitting there talking to him like with the bike in sight, and I remember I was like keeping eye contact with it. And then he asked me like to look at something first for like, it was like less than a minute. It was like 30 seconds, like literally like, look at this. We're in his shop. He's like, look at this is the type of wood we could use or something. And we looked over. I remember I looked back and the bike was gone. I was like, I ran out. I was like, it had to be one of his workers or somebody that like plotting that shit, because it was like, I was gone for less than a minute. Like not even, I was still in the same space. Like my bike was like 10 to 20 feet away from me, down into a garage, and someone just snapped that. They snapped it up, and I was like, I guess it was kind of my fault because I didn't have it changed, but I was literally like in the same room as the bike. Like I was keep talking to someone while I was there. It just shows how much attention you have to like be alert. Like you can't leave anything. I remember we were taking photos with my friend, and we had my camera and he had his phone on the table, and we were like there taking photos. He just put his phone down to take photos on a side street, and we're like a few feet away from like the table, and we like looked away for a second. We're taking photos, and when we looked back, there was this guy who sells like strawberries, like the guys who say like fresas. He had his hand like going on the phone. We like went over to him and like, yo, what's up, motherfucker? Like, and like he like ran away. But I was like, this is what people are always looking for, an opportunity to snag something. The people who sell the fruit and all this stuff, like you gotta like watch out for those guys, because they say they're selling fruit and doing other stuff. Not everybody, but a lot of those guys that like sell the strawberries in those like little canisters. I don't know what you call them, those buckets. They snatch stuff. That's what they do. They walk around, they snatch stuff. So you gotta like you have to be high alert, and that's funny. Like people don't take advantage of you in Colombia. I'm like, yo, your most popular saying is don't give papaya, no dar papaya. So you all are used to it. You all are used to people robbing you, and that's the whole attitude that people have. And that's probably one of the reasons that like I got taken advantage of a little bit in my business, because I'm not like Colombian, and I put my guard down with certain things, and people took advantage of that. Like I didn't stay high alert at what I didn't with my landlord. I didn't like every time she tried to do like an injustice, I didn't like stay on her like hard. Like I just was like, okay, let that slide. Let's keep the business relationship good and keep going. When I should have just like pushed every time there was a problem, like been like, no, I got a lawyer, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like you have to stay on top of people here, and be ready to defend yourself at all times. Like if you let your slack up, then people will take advantage. And that's how it is in Medellin, mostly in the world as well. I'm not saying just Medellin, but here specifically, like you just have to like be very alert, and you can't like people are used to that. That's why Colombians may have not let what happened happen, because they would have been like watching out all the time for everyone trying to steal. Like I was like that, but not, I could have been like way more. Like if I was like, when you have a restaurant or a bar, like you have to watch every single beer, every single thing, you have to be there on top of it. Like it's hard, you have to have a system like to like stop all that stuff, because if you don't, like I said, people will take advantage. And so I was on alert, but I wasn't like, I was like 80% alert, 70% alert. Like I had to be like 98% alert, 99% alert to really let it happen. I could have like kept my books tighter, kept my inventory, like really like, you had to really watch it. And I didn't do that. And that's my bad. You know what I mean? So, but I just like, you have to have an extra level of that, I think, in any city, but especially in Medellin, because people are looking to take that advantage. And that's what I said. The most popular saying is no dar papaya. And that's for a reason, because you give a reason for people to take advantage in any situation, in any circumstance with a business thing. They'll be looking for that angle. And like I said, I would say maybe I'm wrong, but there's hundreds of Colombian people agreeing with my other video, like people from here, people who grew up here and moved to the States, people who live here right now, they're all agreeing with me. So you could say, oh no, this guy's wrong, this foreigner's crazy. But no, because I made a video and there's literally like hundreds and hundreds of comments, and foreigners are saying they had the same experience, and Colombians from here saying they have the same experience and they agree with me. So I would have to say, yeah, it's wrong if you think I'm just crazy, because it's what everyone is agreeing. There's like 99% of people agreeing with the other video. There's like 3 or 4 people, like 5 people saying like, you're an idiot, go home. Like it's like, okay, but like you're missing the point, because everyone's agreeing. So yeah, anyways, I wanted to make this quick little video. No dar papaya, no es papaya, and just be careful out there. If you're gonna start a business in Medellin, contact me, I can help you. I know I've learned a lot through this experience. Or just be careful about it. I want people to follow me on Rob Lafond, ROBLAFOND is my Instagram. Also, Lafond Social, LAFOND. Right now it's LAFOND.social. I think in the future it will just be Lafond Social, but it's real places, real stories, real Colombia. I'm telling you the real deal. I'm not like sugarcoating this stuff. I'm telling, a lot of people didn't want to talk about these types of things, and I didn't want to talk about it for many years. I was like, I don't want to look bad in front of my business, but these things are happening, and I think it's kind of like not really fair. But I didn't want my business to look bad, and now that my business is pretty much closing, or that part of my business, I'm like, screw it. Like I'm just gonna say how I feel, and like say all the things that have happened to me, and like now that I'm doing that, like it's coming out of the woodwork. Like so many other business owners and people are saying, oh, the same thing happened to me. This is happening to me too, and this is so crazy. I had accountants that were stealing from me for years. I had like they said they were they're giving the money to Social Security and to my workers, and they were pocketing the cash. This happens all over the place in Colombia. Like if people find a way to take money, they will. They weren't paying my health workers insurance, and I can't do anything about it. Like these accountants are still working as accountants. Like they're still out there, like working. These are professional people just robbing the shit out of people. So happens a lot. I didn't want to bring it up, but it's the truth. And so I'm saying it. Like, before, I didn't want people or Colombians to be mad at me or like hate my brand, but I love Colombia, I love Medellin, but this aspect of it is not cool, and people got to speak out about it. It's just really, it's the truth. And so anyways, that's my rant for today. I love you all. Be safe. Ciao.